Welcome to my world history notes, where I read from the book I wrote to to teach homeschoolers world history. The Bible Believer Looks at World History, which you can find on lulu.com, amazon.com, or the Bible Baptist Bookstore. Or if you ever mind, if you would subscribe here, that would be great. And we can discuss these. It's a survey, it's very surface, just to give you a general idea, and then you should dig deeper for subjects that are interesting to you. Now, my conclusions might not, agree with them. You might even be offended by them, but at least if you're studying world history, that's my point. So hope you'll dig into it. And I'm going to begin talking about the Counter-Reformation. The Roman Catholic Church did not take long to react to the Reformation that was sweeping Northern Europe with a Counter-Reformation. One of the important figures in this effort was a Basque named Inigo de Loyola, whose name has come down to us as Ignatius Loyola. There are several universities named after him. He's the founder of the so-called Society of Jesus, which we know as the Jesuits. Excuse me. Taking from Malachi Martin's The Jesuits and Edmund Paris's The Secret History of the Jesuits, as well as Durant's work, we find him born in 1491, just as the new era was approaching that would overturn the dominant old ways of thinking in Europe and the Reformation's beginning. Injured in battle, he became the founder of a movement that would be fiercely loyal to the Pope and to combating the effects of the Reformation. He developed a series of, quote, spiritual exercises designed to strengthen his disciples in their purpose. His disciples became so influential in the Roman Catholic countries that their influence as the confessors of kings and queens far outshone their numbers and created havoc among the heads of states. They became influential in all aspects of scientific study and missionary work for the Catholic Church. Their efforts at sabotaging the Reformation and their espionage in the Protestant countries became so much a factor that there is, according to the Oxford English Dictionary, a word to describe deception, lying, and intrigue called Jesuitry. The power of the Jesuit order was so feared that one of our founding fathers and first presidents reportedly had this to say about them, and I quote, "I do not like the reappearance of the Jesuits. Shall we not have regular swarms of them here in as many disguises as only a king of the gypsies can assume, dressed as printers, publishers, writers, and schoolmasters? If ever there was a body of men who merited damnation on hell and in earth, it is this society of Loyolas. Nevertheless, we are compelled by our system of religious toleration to offer them an asylum." That was John Adams' letter to Thomas Jefferson, May 5th, 1816. Other quotes concerning the Jesuits I have found include these two. The Jesuits direct all the affairs and shape all the principles of the papal church in the United States. These are startling facts. Though we have long known them, we are shocked at the contemplation of these approaching evils, which this new proof brings so clearly before our minds. Yes, we repeat it. The nation cannot avoid the most dreadful calamities from this fatal and corrupt society unless prompt and vigorous measures can be taken to deliver it from the impending curse. The Society of Jesus, the Jesuits, is an enemy of man. The whole human race should unite for its overthrow. Earth and heaven should rejoice together over its tomb, for there is no alternative between its total extirpation and the absolute corruption and degradation of mankind. That was Robert Breckinridge, 1841, an American Presbyterian pastor, in his book Papism in the 19th century. And again, Ellen G. White, a founder of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, in her great controversy, said the Jesuits rapidly spread themselves over Europe, and wherever they went, there followed a revival of popery. To give them greater power, a bull was issued establishing the Inquisition, and atrocities too terrible to bear the light of day were repeated in its secret dungeons. Such were the means which Rome had invoked to quench the light of the Reformation, to withdraw from men the Bible, and to restore the ignorance and superstition of the Dark Ages. That was in 1888. One of the practices of the Jesuits was to infiltrate Protestant universities and schools, posing as Protestants, all the while subtly changing the teaching to be more favorable to the Catholic Church and to the Pope in particular, and calling into question core Protestant beliefs. As I've stated before, the idea of a Protestant theologian graduating from a Jesuit university should give one pause at the very least, and anything he says against the Bible should be looked at very skeptically. The Jesuits particularly hated the authorized version of the Bible, as the translators in their dedicatory to King James referred to the Pope as the man of sin. It was a common Protestant and Anabaptist view that the papacy itself was the Antichrist. The Roman Catholic Church was so horrified at the success of the Reformation that a special council was called to answer its alleged heresies, and this Council of Trent is still claimed to be valid of the Roman Church's position today. Mel Gibson, producer of The Passion of the Christ, has said that he accepts the Council of Trent as an authoritative statement of the Catholic doctrine. In January 1996, Pope John Paul II commemorated the 450th anniversary of the opening of the Council of Trent by visiting Trento, Italy, and affirming that Trent's declarations, quote, maintain all their value. Now we're going to talk about briefly the Council of Trent next, and well, and we'll go from there. But I think the Council of Trent had some very important conclusions that they drew, and these conclusions had an effect on the fight against the Reformation. So thank you for listening. I hope that you'll be encouraged to study world history. Thank you.